Hey everyone, and welcome to Rekashal Reviews Guardians of the Galaxy Episode 1. When I originally heard this was being made into a series, I was cautiously optimistic. I had my reservations about it due to the nature of how Telltale gameplay boils down to quick-time events and dialogue choices. But the more I thought about it, I realized the Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the most perfect franchises for this style of game. The banter and dynamics of the team itself lends very well to this style of game and storytelling. Is this well executed though? That is the question I'm here to answer. First off, there will be a minor spoiler for the game coming up here, but it happens within the first 20 minutes, and I don't really consider it that much of a spoiler, and it's kind of necessary to explain what's going on. The Guardians have been busy fighting Thanos and have finally managed to catch up to him while he's on a planet trying to recover an artifact of great power. The Nova Corps gets there first and are utterly slaughtered by Thanos, leaving no one but the Guardians to stand up to him. This leads to quite an awesome battle right off the bat, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Ever since the end of Tales from the Borderlands, I've noticed that Telltale has started to step up their QuickTime game. Batman was a perfect example. It had some great battles with the QuickTime events. It feels a little more challenging, and it varies it up more than the standard push X style of gameplay. The Guardians managed to defeat and kill Thanos, recovering the artifact known as the Eternity Forge. This artifact, unbeknownst to them, is what will drive them into another galaxy-wide conflict. I won't spoil anything more since most of the remaining story revolves around the Eternity Forge and opens up some very interesting possibilities for the future of the series. Front and center of this game is the usual Telltale gameplay. Outside of the quick-time combat and battles, we have the tried and true, choice-driven dialogue. The series showcases the talent of the writers and the voice actors. I laughed out loud numerous times throughout this 2-hour episode and had a great time. They managed to capture the wit and sarcasm of Star-Lord, the entirely literal nature of Drax, the wisecracking Rocket, the brooding Gamora, and as Peter Quill states, we have Groot, who is Groot. In terms of graphics, I'm not sure, but I feel like they finally updated their engine. The graphics looked much smoother and ran perfectly compared to previous Telltale games. There was still the odd sudden frame jump between scenes that led to some slight frame drops. Nothing under about 55, however, but that's something that's present in all Telltale games. I was actually impressed by the presentation in this one. I haven't really felt that way in a Telltale game thus far, if I'm being completely honest. The voice acting is great. It is top-notch. Rocket is voiced by Nolan North, who despite being in every game, I wouldn't have recognized had I not known beforehand. He actually reminded me a lot of Bradley Cooper from the movies. Scott Porter was also standout as Star-Lord, capturing his wit perfectly, which is super important. The soundtrack deserves a mention as well. They took a lot of influence from the way that James Gunn used music in the movies. It is very pronounced and used as an integral part of Star-Lord's character. It truly stands out. I mean, they even named the episode after a song, and all the subsequent ones are also named after songs, which I think is just a nice little touch. I loved episode 1 of Guardians of the Galaxy, and I have to give it a 9 out of 10. It has my hopes set extremely high for the future of this series, and I feel it could rival Tales from the Borderlands, which is currently my favorite of them. Telltale outdid themselves with this one. Well, that was my short but sweet review of episode 1 of Guardians of the Galaxy. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that jazz, and I will see you all in the next episode. Later.